What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on 539. So I have discovered another abandoned farm that was transferred. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on 539. So I've discovered another abandoned farm that was transformed into a park for people to hike around. Already up at the front, there's a big abandoned windmill, and so I'm pretty hopeful that we'll be able to go back into the woods here and maybe find a few remnants of what once was here. I'm not really 100% positive, but let's get out there and find out. Well, so far I'm not seeing anything. We're just now starting into the bush here. Not really even sure how big this place actually is. It appears from the maps to be fairly large, but you never really know where the actual borders will be. But yeah, I don't know. Again, just based on the windmill up front, it seems like we should be able to find maybe a few things at the very least back here. So we've come to a fork in the road here. You can either kind of dive deep into the woods or continue going back. I think for right now, I'm actually going to choose to go into the woods. In the past, we've had some luck finding things, little cellars and different things like that. A few people suggested it might have been an old well. That sounds kind of dangerous. I'm kind of hoping that they were wrong, but I'm not assuming that they were wrong. So I again appreciate any information that you guys have to add in. So if you think you see something that you know, for sure let me know in the comments below. The wildlife is definitely still out. I believe I just saw a rabbit, but I'm not 100%. It could have been a squirrel. So again, one of the problems I run into a lot in places like this, is this the trail? Is that the trail? Are they both the trail? I don't really know. There are no markings. So we're just gonna have to wing it. It looks like we made the right decision though. As you can see right here, the wood has been cut on both sides from this fallen tree, kind of indicating that this is an official trail. Not that it's a huge deal, but it does provide us with some method of knowing where we are exactly when we're deep in the woods here with all the leaves fallen, and makes it a little bit easier going, especially when you're trying to figure out where you've already been. It's incredibly easy to get lost in the woods and really easy to get turned around. I've definitely been in those situations before where I found out after hiking for quite a while that I was actually fully turned around and going the opposite direction, just because it's that hard to tell. So it looks like the trail actually goes over this tiny little land bridge, but we're just going to cut around because it's clearly been nearly taken out by fallen trees. There's a lot of them here too. So we're picking back up on the trail, as you can see here. And then up ahead is another gigantic fallen tree. Wow. That thing is crazy big. That would have been a really old one. Nothing's really sticking out so far though. I'm really hoping that we find something. If not, I may throw the footage up on the second channel. So if you're seeing it there, now you know why. Well, starting to lose hope a little bit. There doesn't seem to be anything so far. Obviously, you never know. You might eventually run into something. But I am seeing the very edge here, the boundaries. There's a few no trespassing signs where it goes on to another farmer's land, which is right next door to this place. So obviously that wouldn't be a good idea. But again, these places are donated, and as you could tell at the front, there was some level of infrastructure here at one point. So unless it was completely torn down, I'm guessing that we will eventually run into evidence of something. Maybe we just took the wrong trail. Maybe we should have actually gone the trail outside of the woods instead, but I don't know. We're gonna keep looking. It's starting to kind of flatten out in a sense. I guess actually it's kind of starting to go at a slope downhill, and so it makes it a lot easier to see further out into the distance here. Oddly, the further we go back in this place, the more of the trails are actually marked. Maybe it's because it's so close to this other person's property. It even looks like there is, it's like an old road or something. It says no trespassing on it, but we can for sure walk up to the gate itself without stepping on any toes or breaking any laws. So let's go ahead and get a closer look at what this is. Maybe it'll give us some indication of where we need to go, at least from here. And a tiny, tiny little pond. Not this right here, but behind it. Seems like there actually is a little stream. Yeah, it keeps going on onto this property here. This is kind of interesting. Not sure if it's just for irrigation or if it's natural. It kind of appears to be natural. But as you can see, if you follow the line, it does look like the pathway extended into this property at one time. And it is a farm. It's not like it's DNR. These places are privately run. So maybe this will bring us to something. This might be the best sign that we've had yet that we're gonna run into something. And there's clear tire tracks, and it doesn't look like they're recent marks. And so the key thing you want to look for when you're in places like this is straight lines. Straight lines don't occur naturally most of the time. And so if you do see something straight, it's more than likely a man-made object. I hear an ATV coming from the direction of the farm. Somebody might be using this as a makeshift ATV track, although again I don't see any recent tire marks. However, I am seeing some clay objects. You see a ceramic man-made pipe right there. So looks like we're on the right track. The sound of the ATV just stopped. I don't see anybody though. Weird. Let's keep going. Here's something else in the middle of this creek here. Looks sort of like a drainage pipe. You can hear the water dropping down. So it's probable that that once was an old irrigation line that was being used to pump water out to the nearby corn or grain fields. I keep thinking I'm seeing things, but then it ends up just being a fallen tree. So I still think we're on the right pathway though, for sure. Kind of hoping that they're not out hunting. I don't think so. I think they were just out taking a joyride on their ATV and must have stopped at the edge of their property. Oh, here's a tree, it looks like, with more engravings on it. And I'm definitely seeing more man-made materials. You can see even more remnants of ceramic piping here. And I actually found a symbol carved into a tree. It seems like it's in the wrong part of the country, but on one of the recent videos that appears to be a king's arrow, which is a tree that was marked as being straight enough to be cut down and used as a mast on a ship. Nothing that looks like that here. Looks like an RL and something S. I can't really tell. Some newer markings here. You can tell because the tree hasn't really begun to heal itself. And this was made, as you can tell, in 2019. And if you see the color, it all looks incredibly new as compared to something like this that is probably incredibly old, at least more than a few years at the very least, maybe even a few decades. Alright, let's go ahead and continue forward here. We're definitely seeing evidence of older human activity as well as newer human activity. The clay piping is what I'm most interested in, and even as we're walking forward you can see more. And here's a, well, I thought it was a brick, but it actually also is a part of an old pipe. And I hear the ATV, it's on the move again. Huh, I'm wondering if they're, again, using this as an ATV off-road trail. So it looks like the path is sort of dead-ended into this bit of brush right here. There is a little trail leading back further. The ATV is definitely getting closer. Trying to see movement through the trees, but I really can't see anything. Oh well, we're gonna keep moving here. I'm gonna take this, what looks like maybe a deer path or a shallow stream. I can't really tell which. It might be a part of the trail. I know at the very least that we're still on the nature preserve. It looks like the edge of the tree line is coming up here fairly quickly. Huh. It definitely says on a few different signs, no hunting, no trapping, and no cutting. So I'm hoping that they're just, again, on a joyride. But I'm no longer seeing anything man-made, and I may have to end up backtracking now. But I think what we'll do is take it to the edge of the tree line and then continue on from there, and then maybe catch up where the trail takes us back into the woods again. It's hard to tell. Oh, I definitely hear voices now. I go ahead and turn my hood inside out so that the orange is on display, just in case they're trying to do some hunting that they shouldn't be. Whoever it is, though, they're not too far away. It's like a large animal hole. I thought maybe it was an old well. Oh no, you can see it's actually part of the underground irrigation system that I was talking about. You can see where the pipe is caved in and there's flowing water coming from that inlet that we passed by some time ago. So we may still be heading in the right direction. One thing though is I need to be careful, especially now that I know that it could be possible to stumble and fall. Obviously it's not very large, so it's not like it poses a risk to my life. However, you could easily break a bone with something like that, especially if it's covered up enough with leaves that you can't really tell where it is. I can see the edge of the tree line. Oh, I thought I felt something. Again, I can't even, it's hard to tell where the pathway is, although I'm assuming that it's really close to where the pipeline was running. It just probably is incredibly overgrown at this point. But there's sort of this area where all the trees are short, and so they're probably new growth, indicating that it's part of an area that used to be built up, used to be either part of a farm or a living area. But again, no man-made structures other than the pipes, which I think comes out again right over here. There's a massive cave-in. Yeah, so it is just eroded away at the land here. That's crazy. So let's keep following that line for a little bit here until we see any evidence that we're leaving the park area. I haven't seen any signs other than the no hunting signs that have been placed up by the people that are managing the area. It does look like there is a hunting stand right over there. So that's probably the edge of the property line. And I believe the trail picks up again over here, so let's head that way. I can't really tell if I'm on or off of a trail right now, so who really knows. The one thing I can tell though is there definitely still are human voices back here. And it's coming from the same direction that I saw, or excuse me, heard the ATV coming from, so. Oh, that was a car. I thought maybe they had changed direction. We're coming on the other side of the trail. Huh. This place is very strange. Again, though, I'm not really assuming the people are here for me. I think they were just otherwise out exploring or possibly hunting. I haven't heard any gunshots or anything yet, so who knows, unless they're like deer hunting and just haven't seen anything. I know I haven't personally stumbled upon any deer so far, so unless they're out shooting small game, then it's hard to say. How's it going? Here. I couldn't find the trail. I lost myself.
I know, we can't either, so it must be a good stay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I know there was one that was coming through the grass there, so that's...
It used to be like right here, but we just have to walk that way.
Is there, you see somebody on an ATV?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering. I kept hearing, I was like, where is it coming from?
Yeah, they live right over there in that house.
Cool.
Marlins, yeah. Come on. Stay here. Yeah, it's just up here. Come here. Leave me.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, this place kind of gets confusing.
Yeah. Well, all the trees down, nobody's came to... Well, I don't think he's come back here and he's struggling.
Oh, yeah.
Come here. Stay here. Yeah, one more through here. I don't know. I ended up that. I don't know. We just ended that way.
Yeah, I started following that,
That's
like,
weird.
old,
Yeah.
and then I got back and I was like, I don't even know if I'm still on it.
Yeah.
But I found some of the old, like, clay pipes and stuff that where it had caved in.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't sure.
Well, you would see there's a fence line that stops the property. So if you didn't hit the fence line, you were fine.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is it? You know if there's any pieces of the old like cellars or farmhouses back here anywhere? Or?
No,
No.
not.
Yeah, all I saw.
Never found one here. There's an old farmhouse over by Beaver Dam Lake, but it's privately owned. There's
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
public. Yeah, nothing's public.
Yeah, I'm not
besides
looking
this.
to trespass. But,
I said that's all I know.
alrighty. Well, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
People in that house are really nice if you do, so they'll help you get back.
Okay, cool. Awesome. You have a good one. Didn't really want to film him directly. He had his family out here just hiking and having a fun time, so we're gonna keep going. It doesn't look like, according to him, there's any remnants of farm equipment or pieces of any of the houses, but definitely an interesting time. And who knows, maybe we'll accidentally run into something. Seems a lot easier to go this way right now. I got a little bit worried there for a second because I saw the dog and I thought it was like a hunting dog and might be slightly more aggressive, but ended up turning out to be incredibly nice and didn't work out too badly. But again, it doesn't really look like that pipeline leads to anything. May have just, again, been an old irrigation line for a grain field. So, yeah, but I can see that we're coming up on both the trail and this old roadway again here. And as you can tell, I'm going to leave as much in as possible. I know I kind of stood there for quite a while talking to them, but they had mentioned that there was another person back here, and again, like I had suspected, they came from that property that was marked as private that we couldn't go on. So, interesting day at the very least. So if you're enjoying these videos out here in the middle of the wilderness, exploring some of the more wild areas of the Midwest, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you turn that notification bell on so you don't miss a single episode that comes out here on the channel. We're doing about 2 a week right now. We may pick up again later if YouTube decides to change its algorithm policies and not punish me for trying harder. But also, if you're enjoying, make sure to tell a friend, make sure to share it on your favorite social media platform. If you share these episodes on Twitter or Facebook or places like that, it actually does help quite a bit to reach a bigger audience than what the algorithm and the comments and the thumbs up and things like that alone get me. So now more than ever, I could really use your guys' help. And so if you really are a fan of the series, maybe you can give it a share, or like I said, tell a friend. I think I lost the trail again, but I know that I'm heading in the right direction this time. So we're gonna keep going here. But it doesn't look at this point like we're gonna find anything. So if we happen to find something, I will pick back up and let you know. But otherwise, I want to thank you for watching this adventure over on 539. And again, make sure to stay tuned for much more episodes to come on the wilder parts of the United States, and hopefully more to come.